It actually leaves us feeling less stressed, increases the amount of joy in our life, and sets the conditions for us to evolve. That might sound like a big promise, but it's not. We're designed to feel deep connections, and we're going to learn how. The arc of our journey. Slowly and gently, we are going to develop a strong foundation that we can rest on any and every time we meet challenges in life. After each chapter, you'll find a short series of practices to bring the material to life. I highly recommend trying at least a few as you move through the book. They offer a deeper understanding of the material and help us recognize all that we hold in our body and mind, and of course, how to release it. But more important, the practices offer us a deeper understanding of ourselves. To begin, we're going to focus on our body and mind, exploring little by little the limitations that keep us from experiencing our own well-being. Later on, we'll go deeper, using what we've learned to develop a practice that sets the conditions to live more open-heartedly. This work is sequential and progressive, meaning the techniques we practice early on allow us to develop the practices that come later. But the material is also interconnected. So while each practice technique can be done on its own, it's the sum of the practices that creates the framework for us to become more calm, clear, and open. As you'll see, everything you do adds up. A little plus often equals a lot. If you're new to a daily practice, the idea of doing something every day may seem daunting. But I encourage my students to do a little bit often rather than feel they have to take on a lot all at once. I've always believed that we get the best results when we work at a pace that feels right for us, personally. However, my faith in how much benefit we get from small, quiet changes has solidified a few years ago through an experience I had with my son, William. William was born with a life-threatening allergy to gluten and wheat. That means if he ate a pretzel handed to him by a well-meaning toddler, he would stop breathing. When you have to guard your child from almost everything his friends are likely to be eating, it's pretty terrifying. Then when you start imagining your child away at college, having a few drinks, and accidentally taking a bite of a hamburger, you become completely overwhelmed. William was so allergic that he would have an anaphylactic reaction if he were merely kissed by someone who had traces of wheat on their lips. In fact, the severity of his allergies was one of the reasons we were invited to participate in a clinical study about building tolerance to wheat. Every other week for 2 years, William was given microscopic amounts of wheat in progressively larger doses. He started with 6 milligrams, just shy of the amount that would trigger his anaphylaxis. For context, a teaspoon of wheat is about 2,700 milligrams. Over the course of the study, my son went from being unable to tolerate a wheat-on-the-lips kiss to being able to eat a slice of bread with no reaction. Milligram by milligram, William grew more resilient. This was life-changing for him. We can all change our lives this way, slowly and gently, in tiny increments. Our deep listening toolbox. The tools we'll use are simple and may even be